So I just bought this Jeep. It's a 93 Grand Cherokee Limited with the 4.0 in it. All-time four-wheel drive. Yeah, 93 has 134,000 miles on it. 134,000 miles on it. I don't know why I'm stumbling over words here today. Anyway, I paid $800 for this thing. It has like a brand new exhaust system on it. It's pretty nice. There's some rot up here. Yeah, it's starting to do that. But everything structurally is great and it's not rusted up. You know, it's a little banged up, but who cares? I bang up my vehicles. The inside of it's looking pretty good. Now there's a bunch of like dog prints on here because yesterday at some point the dog jumped in when the door was open. Then I shut the door, didn't know he was in here, and then like an hour later I come back out to this thing. And there's a dog sleeping in it. Luckily it wasn't hot like it is today. But so I get it home, put a battery on it, and the lights will flash and it'll have like a security thing up here. So right now it's stuck in security, and you're supposed to be able to like put your key in the door and turn it back off. That's not working for me. I can't even get a key in this passenger door. The latch on the back, it makes noise, but the latch don't open. Or the hatch don't open. And I can get a key in this one, but it doesn't reset the security thing. So where I'm at is, I got, this vehicle's like immobilized. I have an issue here with my ignition. The key was stuck in this thing, so I removed this whole, the cylinder and this module. You can replace just this tumbler. Like this tumbler is different than this module. But anyway, I just pulled it out because it wasn't, I think it's like has something to do with this, for like the park sensor thing, to know it's in park to start it. And like it's caught up on that and it wouldn't let it rotate or some stupid, I don't know. But that's not even like the biggest problem, because when I hook a battery up, you got to understand this thing was dead when I bought it. You know, I couldn't power anything up, so I don't know what worked. So I get it home, put a battery on it, and the lights will flash and it'll have like a security thing up here. So right now it's stuck in security, and you're supposed to be able to like put your key in the door and turn it back off. That's not working for me. I can't even get a key in this passenger door. The latch on the back, it makes noise, but the latch don't open. Or the hatch don't open. And I can get a key in this one, but it doesn't reset the security thing. So where I'm at is, I got, this vehicle's like immobilized. See, this fob here is not the fob for this Jeep, I don't think. This looks like, I have no clue. But I'm pretty sure the fob for this Jeep has 3 buttons and like a Chrysler icon on it, from what I've seen on the internet. It don't matter. We're not going to have security features anymore. I'm going to get rid of all of that. Join me. The immobilizer's off. I can just disconnect that box once this thing's running and never have that problem again. So I'm going to work on getting these door panels off. Alright, so see the 4-ways are flashing. So are the headlights and turn signals. And then on the inside, which I had just locked everything. I was messing with something in the trunk. Security's flashing. I got it off security mode and I didn't have to cut any wires. So somebody's already been having problems with this. This sits on the back of the tumbler, and when you're turning your key, let me see if I get the zoom, there we go, or focus. When you turn your key, it turns that little triangle thing in there, right? And this is what sends the signal so the key went in and out. It was disconnected on this side, it was disconnected on that rear trunk, and it's completely removed and bypassed, and some cold sink soldering joints on that door. So that's why the key wasn't working. So I tried it by just turning that, and it didn't shut it off, and I got really upset. I'm like, this is gonna get complicated. Then I remembered I have to make sure it's in park, I'm sure. So I had to make sure this lever was pulled up on. I wonder if I got enough battery for this thing to start. It still may not start. I just want to clarify that. All right, let's get a better battery on this thing. So I tore some stuff out of this thing. I have some room to work. Here behind the glove box, that should be the security module right there. But I don't have this thing running yet. I'm in the process of charging up this battery. I did get the crank a little bit with like a 200 amp jump. I'm not necessarily sure the thing is going to start because the guy got rid of it because it quit starting on him, and he put an ignition coil on it, and then that was the last thing he did. This is checking for spark. So I've been doing some testing, and I'm now at the point of getting my motor to top dead center because I'm yanking this distributor out. The reason being is the pickup coil and the distributor is bad. Well, I'm pretty sure it's what it is. I got power going into my ignition coil but not coming out, and it's not a bad ignition coil because I have two of them and they're both ohming out good. I really went through a bunch of different stuff on this thing, really problem solving it, and I didn't record all of it because it would just get kind of ridiculously boring, as I didn't really find it enjoyable. But the cool thing is, I think I have it problem solved down to that distributor. So I'm calling this a pickup coil, but it's like the camshaft sensor. This is what sends the signal to the ECU, and then the ECU sends it over to the secondary, which is the trigger that sends spark to this, the bam to bam. And because this is a Chrysler product, it's kind of piss poor. I hate to say it, but you can't index your distributor, and the computer is supposed to like automatically time it. But you cycle the key 5 times in this thing, and it will start flashing codes to you on the check engine light. And I didn't do that at any point until after. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's that. And I tried it, and the code that it flashed actually was bad camshaft sensor. So, which is that? Well, inside of here. So I'm gonna go pick up another one here, and I'm gonna take this out tonight, and after work tomorrow, I'm gonna pick up another one and slap it in here. I think this thing's gonna fire straight up. I know it's hard to tell what's going on here, but that's actually my timing mark that's on the pulley. It's on the crankshaft. I put a little bit of paint on it. That way you could see the notch, and it's set at 0. Okay, so I'm at top dead center on the first cylinder. So I pulled my distributor out. This wire goes up to the into here, and this works. See how it magnetically passes through here, and then this is open, and then it comes through again, and then it's open, and this is that's the cam position set. I'm sorry, I'm just looking in there, it's nasty. So anyway, this is my cam position sensor, and this is what the inside of my distributor looks like right now. I suppose it's the moment of truth. I got another distributor in here. It's a little bit harder to track down than I thought it would be. So I guess I'm going to try to fire this thing over. Uh-oh. Right, so I'm going to try this again now that I have the ignition coil plugged in. Okay, it's running. Not very well. Man, I'm telling you, this thing's great. Not only did I get this thing running, I know I don't really film it, but this thing is just, look at this, I'm in the woods. This is the roughest trail in my woods, as far as the surface. It's very rocky up here. I've already been through here, so I'm just gonna, a little foreshadowing, if you will. It's comfy the whole way. Comfort level, Titus.
10 out of 10.
I mean, we're just hanging out in the woods. The radio don't work. It's all right. Got a Bluetooth going back here. What else don't... Windows go down, at least with these controls. So I can get out. I don't see anything wrong with it. The brakes suck. I just dumped a bunch of fluid in it because it was pretty low. In fact, the brake light's on now. I wonder why. No, really, I wonder why. This thing's great. She's mint. What up, nerds? Got this wheel ripped off because there's a bad brake line in the rear. I'll film that tomorrow when I grab some parts. But I was just kind of getting all the junk off of it. This stupid thing was on the back. I gotta get rid of that. And this gotta go. This is pathetic. So I go get a screwdriver. It's like midnight. I just got home from the races. And I came and looked at this and I'm like, it's got to come off. I can't believe somebody would advertise that they paid to be brainwashed. Paid to be institutionalized. Yeah, it's got to go. Now that's a lot better. I got the perfect idea for this piece of trash. Trimmed her up a little bit, put a nice little bend on her, and come over here to this Jeep. See this big hole? I'll show you how you do some body work and get rid of that. See, this thing's just gonna sit right in there, and then so I put that one down through because it's less likelihood of me catching myself on that on the bottom there. This is looking professional, guys. I'm telling you. And there you have it, just like that. No more hole in the side of the Jeep. I mean, there's a little bit of daylight, but it'll catch like anything that wants to fall out of there. Yeah, I see that shiny new piece of hardware. Well, that's the new brake line. So I'm gonna bleed these brakes now, and I'm gonna do this by myself. And sometimes people think it's difficult, but it's not. You take the handle of your jack, and this is awesome if you have power seats. So I'm just gonna come in the back and close my bleeder. And a dandy wrench here to, oops, open the bleeder. So I'm just gonna keep doing this now. I really don't know where the last thing is I left off on this Jeep. So this Jeep was giving me a lot of problems, and I was working on the brakes. What happened was I had a bad brake line. I replaced it. It was right here, okay? Since then, I have not been able to bleed either side. Not like I could before, but I couldn't bleed either side of the rear, okay? The proportioning valve was closed shut, which means there's a slider in here, and it slid so fluid couldn't go to the rear because that brake line was bad. It did its job. It's just shut it off so you don't lose all your fluid. You can still stop with your front brakes, which isn't great, but anyway. So I got this thing reset, and then I thought the ABS was messing me up, this ABS unit down here. I thought I was gonna do an ABS bypass, but I had fluid on the bottom side of that. Taking brake lines apart the whole way to the back here, and everywhere I had fluid. The only place I didn't have fluid was coming out the bleeders. So I concluded that I think the wheel cylinders are bad. Just replaced this one, and I got fluid, and it's all gravity bled, and here's the one for the other side. But now the issue that I'm running into is these junky lug nuts, and this one, and I've even tried heating it and yada yada. I can't get this off. I've smacked so many different kinds of sockets onto it. So I think we're left with the good old weld a nut I'm going to try to weld that on there and see if I can get this thing to come off. Because I just need to pull this wheel to do that wheel cylinder, and we'll be in good shape. And yeah, there's the other new line. I just did both of them because with one went, the other one's Shirley to go soon after. So don't call me Shirley. This is one of those here goes nothing moments. I can just weld that. I think it's about to, yeah, it's just broke off. I'm gonna try to weld this bolt inside of this thing maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna try to yank that wheel off. I think the jack's stuck now. Breaking. There we go, wheels off. The rim should still be good. And just gotta replace one stud, and I have that stud with me. Got it at the parts store earlier. I'm telling you, I tried different torch tips. I tried an air hammer. I tried a punch and sludge hammer. I tried numerous things. And in the end, I guess I just need to yank pretty hard with the skid steer. The part I didn't show you is this board is zip tied to the shock tower mount. And I did that in case the wheel came flying off and it slammed to the ground. I wouldn't hit my differential or my, my brake components or anything that's important. So, worked out really well. The wheel ended up kind of jamming in the fender here and everything just held up. So I'm going to replace this wheel cylinder. I replaced the one on the other side. Then I can bleed that and I should have brakes again. And then while I'm here, the sway bar link is broke. And I just so happen to have a precision engineered sway bar link kit. Use sway bar link. And over on this side, new wheel cylinder, both sides, and here is the new stud already in there. So I need to get all new lug nuts because these ones are all kind of mixed match, and these ones here are junk, which is what my problem was. But it's going to work for a test ride today. Brakes are smoking a little bit. Good test drive. I gotta let it cool down.
Lady, you let me over?
I think the Jeep might have just blew up. I think the Jeep just blew up.
No way.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to start it here again. Yep, it's locked. Well, I just dumped 2 quarts of motor oil in the old Dodge pick-em-up trucks. This old girl's gonna have to get us through for a little bit because I got some bad news on the old Jeep project here. Yeah, we got about an hour drive to get to the Jeep, and I'll let you check out its fate. Here she sits on a rollback. Here's a $400 check. It might be a little bit hard to tell, but there's part of the connecting rod coming through the oil pan on this thing. Yeah, the motor blew at about 75 miles an hour. Fun while it lasted. Well, Murph, we're out of Jeep. I don't know what the issue was. I was pretty convinced the low pressure gauge didn't work. I'm still convinced it didn't. There's something else going on because last 2 hours I drove it. It was at 0 PSI. The thing would just always slowly just creep down. So I figured the gauge was junk. The thing had power and ran great right up until it went, and it didn't even make noise until about the last mile. And yep, that's about it, isn't it, Murph? He said, I want to go get a drink. Let's go get something to drink.